Hi, I'm Romello, Operations Manager here at Gifted Hands Cleaning Services, and today I'm going to be walking you through the correct steps to clean a bathroom. So first things first, you're going to want to always go from cleanest to dirtiest. So the first thing we're going to do in the bathroom is check all the refillables. That means the paper towels, the soap, the toilet paper, and seat covers in the bathroom stalls. And the reason you're going to want to check the refillables is twofold. For one, it goes with the concept of the cleanest to the dirtiest, so you don't want to touch the toilet and then be putting in new toilet papers for people to touch with their bare hands. And secondly, you want to get this done because it's easy to forget. Once you're scrubbing the toilets and wiping them down, you just want to leave the stall and not think about it anymore. So it's really important that you get those refillables done as soon as you can. You're going to want to always go from cleanest to dirtiest. So we of course start with the sinks before we even think about doing toilets or urinals. And when you're cleaning, you're going to want to do top to bottom. That way you're not double working. You're cleaning the stuff on top, it's falling down to the counter, and then you clean the counter. You don't want to clean the counter, then do up top, and then have to re-clean the counter because it got dusty. So starting with the mirror, I normally don't like to put chemicals on it because they tend to smear. What a lot of people don't know is that you could clean a mirror with just a little bit of a wet paper towel. What you're going to do, spread it around, making sure you get the bottom because that's where most of the splatter marks are going to be, is right here on the bottom. Just get a little bit of water on there. And with a dry paper towel, you can just go ahead and buff that out. I like to hit all the corners to make sure I get every inch of it. And then just fill it out. Now when you're cleaning a mirror, especially one like this, it's really fancy, you're going to want to try to hold it up on the wall in case you accidentally knock it down. That way you can minimize the damage. Moving off from the mirror, we're going to go to the counter. Just spray everything down. Again, with the countertops, we're still going top to bottom. So I'm going to start on this top ledge right here. Move down to the handle, make sure I polish this off so there's no splatter marks on it. Wipe off the countertop, make sure to get the backs where all the crumbs are going to get left. Scoop them off. And you really want to make sure you get underneath this neck because that's a dirty spot that accumulates a lot of debris. And with the sinks, the last thing you're going to do is the actual sink itself. And that's because you're going to be knocking a lot of stuff into the sink, so you want to save that for last. It all goes back to top to bottom. And with that, you have completed the mirror and the sink area. All right, next up, we're going to move to the urinals. Now that we're done with the sink, we're going to start going over the dirty stuff. So first off, just spray it all down, so I don't got to hold this anymore. Same with our sinks, we're going top to bottom. Start with the handle, want to give that a nice polish. Then the top of the urinal, making sure to get behind it, behind this metal part. Then we do the front and the sides, and then we go on the inside. Now that we're done with the outside of the urinal, we can move to the inside and start scrubbing it. So we got a toilet brush. You're going to want to start on the back of it. Go down and make sure you get inside the hole and the sides. And when we're done scrubbing the toilets, we always want to flush it. Make sure that any debris that are floating around the water get flushed away. Last but not least, we gotta make sure it smells fresh, so we put a urinal pad in. And that's it. So we're going to spray down the whole toilet. Make sure we get under the seat. And if there's any splatters or any stains, you want to get them extra wet so that they have time to dissolve and they're easier to wipe away. And we're going to want to make sure we get the bottom side as well, because dust tends to accumulate and it'll make the toilet look nasty. All right, from there, we're going to do top to bottom. Cleanest part first, starting with the handle. And then from there, we're going to do the toilet seat. After the toilet seat, we're going to move to the bowl. Make sure you hit around the rim. And while you're doing this, you want to be looking inside the toilet, checking, making sure there's no splatters or anything like that. And the final thing you want to do is those sides we talked about earlier. Make sure you get all the dust out of them. Final thing, of course, we're going to be scrubbing the inside of the toilet. Now, if you want to put the chemical in the toilet from the start, before you start scrubbing the toilet, so that you have time for the chemical to do its job and break down whatever's left in the bowl. And of course, we always finish off by flushing the toilet so that any residue left in the bowl gets flushed away. Okay, now that we've done our sink and mirror, our urinal, and our bathroom stall, we swept the floor. The last two things we're going to do is trash and then mopping. So the reason we want to save trash until the very end is so that we have somewhere to throw away all of our garbage and we don't put a new fresh bag in there and then start throwing in new trash into the fresh bag. And when you're doing the trash, you always want to make sure you push the bag in so it's not staying up and then people throw trash on top of it and it spills out. Now that everything in our bathroom is done, the last step is mopping the floors out of here. So of course you're going to want to start mopping in the farthest part of the bathroom. That way you're not walking over the places you just mopped. Alright, so in the stall, you're going to want to especially make sure you get around the toilets, because that's where most of the pee is going to be. From there, you just want to make sure you get this S motion. The reason we do this motion is because it's a lot less strenuous on your upper body as opposed to doing this, where you're using a lot more muscles than if you just swing it from side to side. And when you're doing this side-to-side motion with the mop, you want to make sure your passes are overlapping a little bit. That way, if you miss something on the floor in the first pass, you have two opportunities to get it up.